proposed new Electoral Act for Nigeria's 2027 general elections is facing a critical delay after the Senate failed to consider it before adjourning on recess. The joint committees of the National Assembly had already agreed on the bill, which aims to fix gaps in the current law and strengthen the electoral process. While the House of Representatives passed the bill in December of 2025, the Senate's inaction has stalled the progress. For it to become law, both chambers must pass identical versions before it goes to the President for assent. Analysts warn that further delays risk undermining preparations for the 2027 polls, as the Electoral Commission, political parties, and other stakeholders need ample time to understand and implement new rules. With time running short, pressure is mounting on the Senate to prioritize the bill when it resumes sitting to ensure credible and well-administered elections. For more on that, we're joined by Mma Odi. Mma, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. And I think this is the first time we're interacting this year.
Thank you. Sure. Cynthia, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Mma. You look wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Now, I know that you don't mince words when it comes to matters like this. Is this delay justifiable, or do you think it's intentional?
No.
For beneficial purposes?
This delay is not justifiable, and the Senate is not actually helping matters, because they are supposed to be representing the people, and Nigerians are asking them to conclude the work on the amendment of the 2022 Electoral Act, so that INEC will know what to do and what to do, because INEC needs this new act to prepare, to educate the voters, and also to be sure, because unless if there is something Senate is planning that we don't know. Because if you delay, let's be for crisis. INEC want to know what the new Electoral Act, what they need to do to prepare. And Cynthia, you know what this new Electoral Act reform is intended to do? Is to cure all the contradictions and gaps that we saw in the implementation of the Electoral Act of year 2022, in order to strengthen electoral process and procedures, and to ensure free, fair, peaceful and credible elections. So the representatives of people should also be interested in free, fair, peaceful and credible elections. They are the ones enjoying our struggle. And if they are enjoying the struggle, they should be more interested in consolidating democratic institutions and processes, and also ensuring that we have a democracy that Nigeria will be proud of. We are not proud of what is going on. That's why we are actually asking the Senate, please, they have spent a lot of time holidaying during New Year and Christmas break. This is time to declare national emergency on this Electoral Act amendment bill before them and conclude it like the House did. They have ample time to do this. And I don't know why Senate is behaving this way. Because the people is yelling for them to do something they can be remembered for. We must do something, every Nigeria, that we should be remembered for. This Senate is not making us happy. They need to make us happy. We fought for this democracy they enjoy, and they need to save the democracy. Because if we carry on the baggages of year 2023 and enter year 2027 general election, it will not go well for Nigeria, for them, for us. So we want them to call off this. They want to resume on Thursday. They can resume tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. They should call themselves back, because there is a national emergency. They need to prioritize this Electoral Act amendment bill and conclude it and send it to Mr. President, who is a Democrat, who I'm sure will assent to it and sign into law. Because we need all of them to do this. We are not asking for too much. We are just asking them to do the things. Not when they are no longer in that Senate, they will come and join us and become activists. No, this is the time to do what Nigerians want and for us to be happy. So many things are making us unhappy. We need things that will make us happy. And they should come forth and listen to us and come back. They have enjoyed all the holidays. You can't be going on holidays when there is a national emergency, something to attend to. There is no need for another holiday. They should come back and address this issue of the 2022 Electoral Act Amendment and give us a new Electoral Act that we will be proud of and that will ensure that INEC prepare on time and educate people on time and also be ready for free, fair, inclusive and credible election. Because Nigeria cannot afford another rigged election. It will not be well for anybody that is planning for that. They need to come back. They need to come back. Cynthia, they need to come back and do something that we will remember them for. And we will surely thank them.
I concur. There's no need for recess when there's urgent matters to attend to. Now, of course, you've made reference to what we saw in 2022 with the Electoral Act. And if you remember what happened then, it was just past months before election. That was based on pressure on from various fronts. When Nigerians recall that, why do you think that we should believe that this new reform will be different when we've always seen a repeated pattern like what we saw in 2022?
We just want to beg them, because the House of Rep has shown goodwill. They have shown that actually they are interested in free, fair, peaceful and credible election. They have passed this. I see they should not allow Nigerians to think that they have hidden agenda. They should also speedily come back and consider it and pass. They have the whole of year 2025 to do this. We have been having assurances from the leadership of Nigerian Senate, but they need to actually back these assurances with action and prioritize and come back. They don't need this in the sense they have gone to. They don't need it. They must come back and consider and prioritize this year 2022 Electoral Act Amendment and speedily pass it and transmit it to a president to sign. They should take themselves serious, because Nigeria, we are respecting them and we've taken them serious and we know that they are going to speak for us. Let them speak for us. It's not when it's convenient they say we are representative of the people. If you are representatives of people, you must do what the people want. That's how to prove that you are representing us. You can't be representing us when it is convenient for you. We want you to come back and pass the Electoral Act Amendment and transmit it to the president, who is a Democrat, whom I'm sure will sign it into law. And we will cry for them and we will celebrate them.
All right, Matt. When it comes to this electoral reform that is yet to be signed into law, are you confident that it's robust as it ought to be? Because when we look at what was the case based on INEC reports, we understand that there were technological and legal gaps in the last election. So do you think that the National Assembly did its homework and, by consulting with INEC to ensure that this covers the lapses that were found in the last one? Or do you think that they might have just crafted this in isolation?
I think there was wider consultation on this, and even great people from the civil society were part of the work on this electoral reform, and INEC was part of it. And it tried in a way to cure the problem, the legal gaps in the 2022 Electoral Act by trying to strengthen the transmission of votes from the polling units to INEC server. It addresses severe punishment for electoral offenders. So he has, though we don't have the perfect, with the bill they pass in the House of Rep, it's not what actually we want, but it's an improvement on the year 2022 Electoral Act, because it has addressed the issue of the transmission of the votes from the polling units or annex. It also addressed the issue of electoral offenders. So, and other issues. What we are saying is that it can get better, but we are better than when we were. They should come back and pass this, the Senate, and the Joint Committee should look at it immediately. Because in this country, they have passed a law in 24 hours. This current 10th Assembly, they should do the same with what we want, and also transmit it immediately, and go and beg the president to sign it into law. Because they are representing us. All of us cannot go to the president. That is why we are in a democracy. We have surrendered our power to them to act on our behalf, and they must act on our behalf. That is what is democracy. If they are not acting on our behalf, that is not democracy. So they have to pass the Electoral Act Amendment Law and actually go further to beg the president to sign it into law. And we will be happy that they are representing us at last.
Absolutely. We have about 2 minutes, but I'd like to, for you to speak to those who say that electoral reforms don't matter as long as INEC lacks the independence and politicians control, for instance, security forces. So I'm just wondering what you can say to those who subscribe to this school of thought and urge for us to focus on more legal reforms, or so I should say institutional change as opposed to legal reforms.
Okay, as we are also talking to National Assembly, our representatives, Senate and Federal House of Representatives, we're also engaging with the INEC leadership. We know we have been clamoring for independence of INEC by removing the appointment of the chairman and national officers from the presidency. But we are not there yet. All we need to do is to do with what we have. And that's why we are engaging INEC, and we are mobilizing Nigerians to engage the chairman of INEC. He has to write his name in gold. He has an opportunity to do things differently. And we have been telling him, and we'll keep on telling him, that this is an opportunity to say Nigeria, though I'm appointed by the president, but the man has been actually saying that courts can no longer decide elections for us, that he is prepared to conduct free, fair, credible elections come year 2027. And we are watching him. He has been telling us, and we are holding him to his word. All we are going to do is to engage him effectively and efficiently to ensure that he put actions on his words and ensure we have free, fair, credible elections in the governorship of Osun and Ekiti coming up this year, and also general elections coming up next year. We are going to engage INEC because we also know that law is not enough. The people who implement law has not only INEC chairman, including political parties who collide with others to rig elections. We are making it clear that the future of Nigeria is tied to free, fair, credible elections. We need it, and because when they allow the people to elect their leaders, they will elect people who will address the insecurity, who will address poverty and hunger, who will address poor education and poor physical infrastructure in Nigeria. We are people who are interested in the development of the country, who will build hospitals that people no longer die avoidable deaths. If they allow the people to elect our leaders, we will have a country that is functioning, and we will beat our chest and say we are part of it. We want a Nigeria that will work in our lifetime. I've been protesting from students' days. I graduated so many years ago, and I'm still protesting, and nothing has worked. We fought military rule to stand still, saying that when civilians come, things will change. And we are here old now, and things are still the way it was. It was even better under the military. We need to elect people that will represent us and change our story, that we will no longer say Nigeria has happened to man. We will no longer say it. Let it become a byword. So for it to happen, we need to elect our people. Citizens need to elect their people. So we have to elect our leaders that will speak for us, that will represent us. The Senate have to do this. It is on them to do, to speak and say, we are with the people.
Ma, as usual, you've spoken very well, and we'd like to thank you for your contribution here on Newsday. General Secretary, Alliance for Credible Elections in Nigeria, Maudi, many thanks for joining us.